Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Tracey C. Jones, and today I am here to introduce our newest author at Tremendous Life Books, Tremendous Leadership, and that is the tremendous Sam Butera. Sam, welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, let me talk first of all about what this book is about, okay? Sam, your book is titled Nativity Story, A New Home. So we can see in the background kind of what's going on, and we get the vibe from the title of the book. But what inspired you to write Nativity Story, A New Home?
Well, Nativity Story is actually a culmination of real life events over the years that happened to me. And it actually happened that in January, I was sitting looking at this nativity set and just wondering what would happen if these characters would come to life and what would their adventures be. So it all happened from that point in January. And it took form and took a life of its own. And it tells a story not only of myself and my situations, but other people in the story as well.
That's beautiful. Okay, everyone. Sam quickly changed positions. It's a Christmas miracle. Okay, Sam, next question. The book opens with Sam and Bella keeping their Christmas decorations up into January, but the reason is because they're facing some big changes in their life. Was that also drawn from your real life?
Yes, traditionally have always kept my decorations up through January, possibly into February. But this year, as you could tell from the previous video, that I kept my decorations up, including my Christmas tree. So this year's a little bit different because of the story. But yes, traditionally that has been part of my life, just keeping the decorations up a little bit. I've always been inclined to do that, and I mean, partly because I enjoy keeping the spirit of Christmas alive throughout the year, and Christmas in July is another opportunity for me to delve into Christmas in the middle of the year.
It is, and Sam, when you first reached out to me, and Mary Jane McCluskey is the one who introduced us to, so shout out to Mary Jane for that. Um, I told you my father kept a Christmas room up all year long because he always wanted to celebrate Christ's birth every day. So when you approached me with this story, I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. So Sam, how long did it take you to write the story, and what was the journey from idea to finished book? We get a lot of people that are curious out there because they're maybe thinking about writing a children's book.
Yes, the actual writing of the story took only a few weeks in the formative process. But the life journey prior has been a few years, maybe even a decade's worth. So the writing process has been, in my belief, a lesson in patience throughout the time that it formed, to the time it was written, to the time it went through the processing of publishing.
Absolutely. Okay, so Sam, a lot of the characters in your book are based on real people in your life. And you have the wise men, Mike, Kent, Dale, and Brian, who became Marcello, Chandler, and Nestor. Can you tell me what these men mean to you?
Oh, they are part of my accountability group. We've been meeting for about 4 to 5 years, and they really are real life wise men to me. We pretty much are in contact every day via text, and we have a devotional we do together. And we meet once or twice a month just for dinner, just to share life together. So they're definitely a means of encouragement for me. They offer prayer, wisdom. We all have a silly sense of humor. And Mike, who is Michello in the story, he is actually a writer himself. Kent, who is Chandler, is a light technician for a local school district. So he is the candle making king. And then we have Dale and Brian. We blended them together into Nestor, and they tend to think more deeply at times.
That's beautiful. And one of the main characters in the book, of course, is Carmela the Angel. And she is based on your friend, Melanie Penn. What about her made you think angel?
Yes, Melanie Penn is an independent Christian artist. She's a singer-songwriter, and she's based in Nashville. And our friendship began 6 years ago. Her music has really blessed me through some difficult times, which are briefly in the book. That's part of the inspiration of the book is getting through some difficult times in life. Yeah, she has blessed me with her music that has spoke to me. Her voice is truly angelic. And she also has qualities of the joy, peace, and inspiration in her music that I really appreciate.
I can attest to that. My Sam has sent me several of her YouTube videos and just and I can see and you'll see too. So then you have a couple other characters, Noah and Anna, that are inspired by real children that you teach in your kids' life. What have those youngsters taught you about faith?
Oh, yes. They both Noah and Anna, and also other kids in the Kid Life group. They show me what the faith of a child looks like.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a kid at heart to begin with, so I can relate in many ways. But it's always good to have a reminder, and they offer wisdom that only a child can come through. They correct me sometimes when I'm teaching them, which is good. It's a good
Yeah.
combination. Anna was recently baptized, so that was a blessing. And she frequently shares her faith. Noah is more quiet and reserved, but he will speak up when he's inspired. So holds true in the story. Um, Noah does speak up in the story in the end. So real life stuff.
I love it. And real life stuff. And you know how I love this. Jill and Frosty are real dogs in your life, and they're also in the story. Tell us about them and why you wanted to include them in your story.
Well, Jill was my dog. I honestly say she's my heart, and I miss her dearly.
Mhm.
But she passed in October. But she was my dog in my heart, and I miss her.
Mhm.
But I had to have her in this book
Yes.
because she was a companion for me in many difficult days, and I appreciate her. So she was my companion friend, and yes, I'm deeply grateful for Jill. Frosty is a dog of one of my students in Kid Life. Her name is Ashlyn, but she introduced me to Frosty, and instantly I knew God speaking, Frosty needs to be a part of the story.
Of course, like
Um,
you're
so Ashlyn still has Frosty, but she told me, and she drew me a picture and gave me a picture of Frosty. Frosty brings joy and happiness in her life. Um, so I knew Jill needed a friend in the story to complement having two dogs, and what they mean to the story and how they interact in the story is very special.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so the theme of home runs throughout the book. Of course, it's even in the title. Why was that so important to you?
Well, home is what each of us are searching for in life. It's a longing for as a Christian. So I know my true home is not in a house structure or in this world. We have a true home in Jesus. So basically, when we're with Him, we are home. That's one of the main points of the story.
Yeah, it is, and it's beautifully illustrated and shared throughout. So the children, there is one storyline in here where the children hide the gold because they are afraid of losing everything, like you said, the material stuff. What message did you want your young readers to take from that moment?
Yes, when fear tries to take over
Mhm.
and make us afraid, we shouldn't try to hold on to material things in life. That's a child issue as well as an adult issue.
Yes.
But focus on Jesus is what brings joy, peace, and comfort for us in our hearts.
Absolutely. And in the end, Sam does realize that no matter what the future held or where they were to live, each of them had a safe and secure home in Jesus. How has that truth shown up in your own life, Sam?
Yes, home has been a theme for me in many of my years.
Yes.
And I too often longed for the home of my past, like my
Yeah.
parents, family, the house I grew up in from my youth. When I was confronted with my fears, I always went back to going home. I want to go home. So I've
Hmm.
learned that home is not a physical location, but faith in Jesus. And that truly, whatever situation we're going, whatever change we're going through, that is our home. He is our
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. And I think a lot of adults that resonate. I know that resonates with me. I often think back and I'm like, I think back to the past and I think to our future home. But so adults, this will be very touching for you too. But Sam, who is the book for? What age and what kind of family would love this story?
Well, basically, specifically for youth, I'm ranging it from 6 to 10 years old,
Hmm.
but also for the youthful at heart. So anybody, families. I think this is a good story that you can read during the Christmas season, of course, because it's about Christmas, but it extends beyond Christmas. And basically, for anybody searching for home,
Yeah,
this
I
is a
love
good
it.
book.
And what do you hope, you've already kind of beta tested this on a lot of the kids at Kids Life. What do you hope a child remembers after reading A Nativity Story, A New Home?
Well, first and foremost, Emmanuel, God with us.
Mm,
Jesus is with us always, and we need not fear.
yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so I already know the answer to this, but I want to know, will there be more books from Sam Butera?
I believe so, yes. God has already seeded in my heart a possible sequel to this story, and it's based on the resurrection. So it would be called Resurrection Story, and it's about the resurrection, of course. And the characters, the those who experience the resurrection will come to play. I have not gotten all the details of that, but God will give them to me in time. And so, yes, I believe there will be, and looking forward to that.
I love it. Well, Sam, thank you so much for bringing this. It was an honor to work with you on this on so many different fronts. And I know this was just so near and dear to your heart from the minute we met and you brought all your characters in and you're like, this is on my heart to get this out. So it's been a joy. You've been a delight to work with. And for our viewers out there, if you're seeing this video, that means Sam's book is live. So go over to Amazon. You can get a paperback copy. You can get an ebook. You can get an ebook from Tremendous Life Books as well, too. But please be sure and pick up a copy. As Charlie Tremendous Jones said, you'll be the same person 5 years from now, except for two things: the people you meet and the books you read. You just met the tremendous Sam. You're about to read Nativity Story, A New Home. So thank you again, Sam. We wish you much success, and especially it's great to have a Christmas in July because it's the countdown for Christmas now once we get to July.
Yes, yes. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas in July. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a tremendous rest of the day.